much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, next up is Angela Crawley and Kirsten Oswald on 50 years of Pride in the UK.
Thank you, first of all, to the Backbench Business Committee for considering this application. It is, of course, 50 years of Pride in the UK this year, as this year marks 50 years since the London Pride celebration in 1972, which was held on the 1st of July. Traditionally, Pride is normally celebrated between the months of the 1st to the 30th of June and is a month-long celebration of the establishment of the LGBT+ rights movement. As we mark this event, it is important that we reflect on how far we've come as a society and the huge strides of legislative progress that have been achieved for the LGBT community, as well as the lens yet to be achieved, and we witness the daily attacks on members of the transgender community and conversion therapy still being commonplace. Pride is not only a celebration and a recognition of the trailblazers who came before us, but it is also a protest. And we have made huge strides in recent decades with civil partnership, equal marriage, and more LGBT+ couples choosing to build their own families as routes to parenthood expand. And new role models continue to grow within our community to promote the diversity of family within the LGBT community. But I believe that it has never been more important to celebrate the diversity and progress that we have achieved thus far and to recognise the way we still have to go. I believe a debate in the main chamber would allow members across the House to champion their constituents, the families across their constituency, and to recognise this annual event, but especially on the 50th year anniversary. And I'm grateful to my honourable friend, the honourable member for
East Renfrewshire,
for supporting this application, as well as members across the House, of which we have secured support from all main political parties. And my colleague may have something to add.
Thank you. I think that what I would add really is an emphasis on what my honourable friend has just said about the support for this debate from members across the House. And I think that that's particularly important in the context of the topic that we're seeking to bring here today. I think that if you look at the debates on topics that relate to LGBT issues, whether in the main chamber or in Westminster Hall, you can see the degree of support that there is from members across the House to participate in that kind of debate. And now that we're here in the 50th anniversary year, I think that is something that members would welcome, and I think it's also something that the general public outside would think was appropriate for us to do and perhaps expect us to do.
Okay, thank you. And in your application, you mentioned obviously it's 1st to the 30th of June is the Pride month. So I'm assuming that ideally you want the debate within June.
Absolutely. We suggested within the application that if the debate could be brought forward for the 30th of June, that would be the most preferable and prescient date. But obviously we were happy to accept the...
If you can lean on the Leader of the House to allocate this committee the 30th of June, then we might be in a position to allocate the time. We don't know the timing of the chamber until literally a couple of weeks beforehand. So, but any questions from colleagues? No?
Just a minor question. You mentioned protest, but actually this topic, this area is, I think, a really important political question as well. And Pride is often very strongly connected with politics and change in politics. And so therefore, do you think that's an additional reason the political interest and sensitivity that's going on across the British media and globally in this issue is more of a reason why we need this debate?
I can only speak personally to how powerful it is as an LGBT individual to witness debates in this House. I think it's incredibly powerful for any young person or family across the UK who feels that they are represented, that they are heard, and that every single member across this House has a responsibility to champion the diversity of its communities, and the LGBT community is very much a part of that. So yes, I think it's implicit that the politics runs through this, and still to this day it's both a protest and a celebration.
Okay. Anyone else? The final issue is, as I've said, we don't know whether we'll get the chamber, when we'll get it. In the event that that's not the case, we will know we'll get Westminster Hall. Would you accept a debate in Westminster Hall if we're not allocated the chamber?
Absolutely, we would welcome any opportunity to debate this. Obviously, I think it was allocated 3 hours last year, so we hope that that would be possible again this year, but I understand the limitations that the committee has expressed.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.